Welcome to another Holy First Class Relic Rescue. And so we're going to open this up, and it's insane. It's in good hands now. Let's just put it that way. So the seller thought that this was something to do with the CIA. And let's open this up, and I'll tell you the story. Ho, ho, ho. The seller actually colored this. This is actually a cute thing. All right. It's not Christmas. All right. So the seller said that this was a pendant from the Office of the Strategic Services, which was the first intelligence agency of the United States formed during World War II. And I took one look at this and I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah, it's not that. And it's really dirty. So we're going to clean it and we're going to talk about it. Oh, cool. All right, here we go. Oh no. I think the os fell off of it. And you're like, no, it's not. It's not a donkey. I didn't say, it's a New York accent problem. All right, so here we go. And let's take a look at this. It fell off. The paperwork fell off that was inside there. It says X, and it should say os. And the person, I don't know, put it in a janky envelope. And I'm a little pissed off now. But I might be able to get the papers down if I just shimmy this just a little. So what we have here is a first-class relic. And it says B. Martin. So the person thought that this was a soldier by the name of B. Martin. But this is a first-class holy relic. And the paperwork is messed up now. So I'm going to give it a little smack to get it to come down. And let's try to fix it without undoing the back, which is sealed. This is a sealed relic. And if I cut the threads, now we cut the integrity of this relic. All right, I was able to flick it with my finger a little. So the X-os, unfortunately, is upside down. There is an os. An os is a bone, not an arse. And you can see the little bone chip there, but it's bothering me. My OCD is going wild right now because I want the X-os underneath the blue triangle, and it's not going to happen, boys and girls, unless I cut the string of integrity on the back, which comes from, let's check it out. It comes from, yeah, by the way, it's dated 1950, and that's the original seal, and if I do that, I'm going to mess with it. Oh, God, always the problem. So I took a picture of this to show the seller. I might try to get a partial refund. I mean, it's only right. It didn't come like it did in the picture, which I'll show you. This is what it looks like in the picture, and you can see the X-os is on the bottom, and sadly, it got jangled around. The glue that they hold the labels in, these first-class and second-class holy relics, are generally, the glue comes loose over years of mistreatment, and that's why I rescue these pieces. So here's what it should have looked like, and we have now the paper in the wrong spot. We have the X-os on the top, upside down, which is driving me insane. And so I might have to contact the seller and say, hey, look, it came damaged, and I might be able to get some of my money back for this. All right, so let's clean this up. And first I'll show you it before I clean it up so you can see the before and the after. So here it is. Now it is filthy, filthy, dirty. It was not taken care of. And I'm going to clean it and place it in a reliquary. Can you guess the saint? Now I didn't do the saint reveal yet. Now I don't even know if I'm going to put it in the title because I want you guys to try to guess which saint this is. And I'm not going to tell you until after I clean it up and put it in the reliquary. All right, so let me just zoom out of here. Okay, so we have our relic, we have some Simicrone, and we have a polishing cloth, and some lens cleaner, which cleans all kinds of different glasses. And we're going to clean this up, shine it up as much as we can. This is a 1950 holy relic, and actually 1960. The seller said on it, it says numbers 50, but it's a 60. I don't want to flip it over because then the paper might get, but you can see the number 60. This was put together in 1960. Before this particular saint was actually canonized by the church because we see the B in front of it. I don't know if you can see the letter B. That means blessed, or blessed, or beatified. So this is actually even more historically significant because it was before this saint even became a saint. All right, let's clean it up. We're going to start, and we're going to do it in fast motion. All right, I cleaned it as much as I could. I left a little of the patina on it. Now, this is Saint Martin de Porres. And yeah, that's what the Martin is. The B was blessed, or that's one step before canonization of a saint. And he was blessed or beatified in 1837 by Pope Gregory the 16th. And in 1962, Pope John the 23rd actually canonized him. So this is from 1960, from before he became canonized. Sadly, the X-os is upside down. We do see the os, or the ossibus, which in Latin means bone. It's a first-class relic. Now we're going to place it in a reliquary. We're going to find out more about this saint, by the way, which was ostracized during his life because of the color of his skin, unfortunately. Look at that. It's like almost December and there's still a yellow rose growing in my yard. All right. So here we go. We have St. Martin de Porres, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, in its reliquary. You want to put these holy relics in a reliquary to keep them in an airtight container to keep them preserved for many centuries. I did mark it on the back that it is an ex ossibus relic in case the paper falls down over the years. You know, the glue lets go, unfortunately. We do have the ossibus on the blue triangle. I don't know if you can see that. But let's find out more about this saint, which went through a lot of trials and tribulations because of the color of his skin. Guys, this relic is playing a game. The ex-os, do you see that? Ex-os, remember it was upside down? Now, what is going on? It flipped over on its own. And it says ex-os in the right spot. What the heck is going on? All I did was just put it in the reliquary. You saw the ex-os was upside down when I had it in the reliquary. And then I just looked at it again, and I noticed the ex-os is flipped in the right direction and is not on the top anymore. And the name label is on the top and not on the bottom. They switched on their own. I don't know what's going on. I'm putting this in the china cabinet right now and not touching it anymore. I was going to ask the seller for a refund because it bothered me that it was upside down. I guess the seller just got a blessing. Okay, now St. Martin is with some of my other relics right now, right there. Look, did you see the label switched itself? Like, this is, I don't know. Do you think this is some kind of supernatural stuff? There's other holy relics, the saints. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, I did not do anything because I didn't want to cut the seal, the wax seal on the back, because then it would make it like that it was tampered with. But look at this. It actually righted itself. And the label switched. The other one went on the bottom and the name went on the top. I don't know if this is some kind of supernatural thing, but that's a miracle. Try to show you what he looked like. Now, he was actually ostracized for his color, and back when he was a layperson, they wouldn't even let somebody of color join particular religious orders in the Catholic Church. So I'm just, showing you like there's certain illustrations of him. Is that exactly what he looked like? I don't know, but they're renditions. And what the heck? $699 for a relic ex lectulo. That's not even a first-class relic, boys and girls. That is, ex lectulo is like part of his bed, like a piece of the wood from his bed. What the heck? $699 doll hairs. All right, so there we go. 8 facts. Juan Martin I can never say it right, de Porres Velasquez was born in 1579 in Lima, Peru. He died on my birthday. Okay, I'm glad I got this saint. Okay, he's a Peruvian friar noted for his kindness, his nursing of the sick, his obedience, and his charity. He is the patron saint of social justice, racial harmony, and mixed race people. Being raised in poverty by a single mother, Martin became the apprentice to a barber. And back then, boys and girls, did you ever see a barber shop when they had the red and white blue striped pole? That actually meant barber back in the day. Surgeon back in the day. Barbers were surgeons, which I bet you didn't know that. Cool fact. All right. So he was actually taught, he was apprenticed as a barber/surgeon. So with that information, he used it to help cure the sick. And there was plagues back then. And so he was apprenticed to a barber surgeon, Marcel de Rivero, at age 12. St. Martin de Porres was mocked and ridiculed all his life for being of mixed race. He was known to levitate, bilocate, and be in 2 places at the same time and cure the sick instantaneously. He distributed food and alms to the poor and needy in Lima, Peru, and was friends with Saint Rose of Lima. He was canonized on 1962. His feast day is my birthday. Now, this saint is a very important saint, and let's find out more now. Like, this guy was, that's a disrespect. This saint was really fantastic at curing the sick. He was also known, like St. Francis, a lover of animals. Animals gravitated towards him, especially tiny little creatures such as mice. He's often depicted with mice in multiple different illustrations because he made a deal with mice. Basically, they were running rampant in where he was, and he made a deal. He said, look, if I feed you every single day, let's make a deal, and you don't come in here and bother us. And they said the mice even listened to him. You can see a lot of these illustrations show you a little mouse at a dinner plate next to a cat and a dove and a dog. And yeah, he's a lot like St. Francis. As I'm looking further, it says St. Martin de Porres, don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, first black saint of the Americas.
In the sprawling city of Lima, a boy named Martin was born into the shadows, the son of a freed woman and a Spanish nobleman who would later abandon him. Marked by the color of his skin, he was locked into poverty, an outcast in a society of rigid lines. But where others saw division, Martin saw only humanity. Apprenticed to a barber surgeon, his hands learned not just to cut hair, but to heal wounds, to comfort the sick, to serve. He knocked on the door of the Dominicans, asking only to be a lay helper, deeming himself unworthy of anything more. Yet, his profound humility and boundless charity became a beacon. He nursed the sick, cared for the poor, and treated every soul, regardless of color or status, with the dignity of a child of God. His nights were spent in prayer, so deep he was said to lift from the floor in ecstasy. He saw Christ in the face of everyone, from the forgotten slave to the stray animal. His life became a testament that in God's eyes, there are no outcasts. True worth is not found in the purity of blood, but in the purity of a loving heart.
So now St. Martin is going to be known in my collection of saves, my relic saves, as the delicate one. Because if you even touch this, the label just moves around inside of there. And I just want it to be known who he is without it being actually hidden. There we go. St. Martin de Porres, ex ossibus bone, relic, holy relic, first class, along with the other saints. He really stands out and was an amazing, amazing saint. Thanks for watching. See you guys all on the next relic save.